Whereabouts?
And then once fabric is set for days.
Boom. Right, who was at the last developer meetup? And who was at the meetup before that? And who remembers me saying, if you don't start volunteering to talk, you're going to hear more from me. So, and you all thought, yeah, he did that last month, but he didn't really mean it. He's not going to continue punishing us in this way. And guess what? I am. So I was delivered this this slide deck from Salesforce. 82 slides. All looking forward to that bunch of videos. Sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah, I cut it back quite a bit because an awful lot of it was actually stuff that Eric's going to be talking about, so I assumed you'd be much more interested in hearing from him than me. So I'm going to whiz through this forward-looking statement. I don't work for Salesforce, so feel free to buy things based on what I say. I'd be really interested to know how that works out for you.
We may have to amend that a little bit in a few minutes.
Please tweet out the global gathering hashtag. This will get us some attention from the US, which will be great. So I cut this down to a few things that I thought were quite interesting. Einstein Prediction Builder, this is quite cool. There's a really nice Trailhead module for this. So this is kind of the first time that you can actually hook Einstein into your custom fields rather than just being on things like leads and opportunities and accounts. You can actually define a custom object with a custom field and train Einstein up in making predictions based on that. You obviously need a lot of data and you need a lot of good data, but you can actually do that. That's really cool. I would check that out. Salesforce DX was kind of the only other thing that I thought would be of great interest here. So I'm sure we all know what Salesforce DX is. We've talked about it before. Open and standard tools, continuous development, release management, kind of development like we used to do back in the days before we had the cloud and Salesforce, etc. Really cool features coming up. So this is available in pre-release orgs, so if you've got one of those, have a look at it. This tells you what kind of support that you've got for the metadata API on the things you may be considering deploying, which is really useful, because if you're trying to figure out, can I deploy, one place to go and look and find out whether you can or not. Unlock packages. This is pretty cool, actually, packaging too. There's a lot of it that's ISV specific, which I haven't looked into greatly. But there's also developer-controlled packages, which if you're a systems integrator partner, like I am, you're often doing packages of work for customers, pieces of work for customers. And we've typically shied away from doing that as a package because once you deploy it, you'd kind of lost control of it. So they could go and change things. You either did a managed package, no one could actually do anything with it, or you did an unmanaged package and it was the Wild West. You basically cut the strings, fly be free, my pretties, and you couldn't do anything else with it. Developer-controlled packages kind of give you a nice middle ground that you can push updates, but it's still unlocked code in the org and the users can change it from their perspective. So that's really worth a look, the developer control packages. There aren't any Trailhead trials on that at the moment. It's in open beta, I think, in summer 18. But really worth a look if you get a chance to have a go at it. Sorry? No, you can do them out of you can push them out of sandboxes as well. I believe. I mean, it's all in beta at the moment. So this is really cool. I'm really excited. You can now build your own plugins, and this is available right now because I built one over the weekend. So you can effectively, you got on Salesforce DX. This is the Salesforce CLI. So you got, which I showed at the last meetup actually, or meetup before last, in fact. I lose track of how many talks I do. But you can do. So I showed things like SFDX, force, metadata, deploy. So my plugin is SFDX. BB, I think it is, or Bob Buzzard or something like that, and then there's a command in there, which is really cool. I can add my own things in there, but you still have to run those as separate items from the regular Salesforce DX stuff, so I can chain them. However, what's coming soon is the ability to hook into the standard plugin, so something like a SFDX force metadata deploy, which is going to do a metadata deployment. There will be hooks to allow me to do metadata deployment takes place, and then do something after that metadata deployment has taken place, all as part of a single command without having to worry about chaining things together or whatever. I can just kind of latch my code into the appropriate places. So that's going to be pretty cool. At the moment, it's just the plugins, I say just. And there's a core library which, in true Salesforce form, manages loads of stuff for you. You don't have to worry about authentication, you don't have to worry about logins, you don't have to worry about connecting to the org. You can just kind of work at the appropriate level. So definitely worth a look at that, I would say. Not a lot of information about that at the moment. There's a couple of blog posts, a couple of samples, but they're all fairly basic. So you kind of need to be willing to dig a little bit as well. And key thing to remember is that when you're looking at things like this, it typically extends the JS-Force node library, which provides loads of additional functionality that you won't find in the standard Salesforce documentation. Some release milestones, some key things that are coming in time. We could all read that together, but I'm sure you can all read that. And that's me done. I said I would be very quick, and I have been very quick. So thanks for listening. I'm now going to hand over to Eric, who's going to tell us some great things that are coming in the Lightning experience.